Hey, thanks, Code. Yeah, it's I I got it. Um, there's like a little bug where I have this button where it's a full screen like blank image, and it's basically just on some of the scenes just so you can click and like skip the scene. But I kind of forgot how to like make it appear in certain places and not like I don't know. I forgot how to use this shit. Maybe I'll just read the documentation again. That's probably the best thing to do. Yeah, it's out. It's the page is up. It's doing good. Were you in my stream at all last night, Code? If you're around still? Kind of cleaned up a bunch of stuff, but I was playing my game, and the main thing that bothers me is you can actually open the chest by clicking on the screen. Yeah, last second as you raid it out. Yeah, I think I only had like three people on that raid or something. My numbers have been all over the place. I had like the last 2 weeks. I've had like 3 or 4 streams that averaged over 50, which is crazy. Um, that's like all-time high. I guess it's just because I get like those random raids from like Adam and Evan and other people, but still, it's like my numbers have been pretty much the highest they've ever been, which is kind of crazy. For my streams, you know. I'm Are you like gonna be up for a bit, Code? Or are you going to sleep, or? Because usually you're sleeping these days when I raid, and it's actually pretty late for me. I was thinking I wasn't gonna raid today, but I was playing my game on my phone, and there's just one thing about it that like really bothers me, so I just kind of wanted to look into it. Uh, it's basically like a plugin command. I'm up for a moment. If insulin does random make me sleepy, yeah. Yeah, I don't really need any help with anything or anything like that. I was just wondering. I was doing some roofing today. Those last couple days, my friend has been, for some reason, like all my friends want me to like fix their houses, so they'll invite me to do like projects with that and stuff like that. And today I was doing roofing, and like I basically don't know anything about roofing, so I was just like carrying shit, and I haven't been like paddling, so I'm like not in shape as much anymore, and I'm just fucking beat, dude. I was basically, they would just rip off all the roof parts, and I would pick it up and throw it in a truck, and that was my job for like 10 hours, and I'm like, dude, like I'm hurting right now. Like everything hurts. Like more so than I can remember in a very long time. And I gotta do a half day tomorrow because I gotta teach in the second half of the day. But the tomorrow is like way worse because we're gonna put the so yet today I took all the old roof off, basically like they using you for demo labor. Yeah, just moving, just they would like break it off, right? And then I was just moving it into like the trucks to go be thrown away. But tomorrow it's gonna be worse because I'm gonna be putting the roofing material onto the roof. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna be carrying roof. I'm not throwing roofing material off of a roof anymore, which was hard, right? Like I'm really tired. Tomorrow I'm gonna be walking up a ladder with roofing material and carrying it to them so that they can install it onto the roof. So that is that's something. It's gonna be something. Like demoing a roof is probably about it's probably worse. Yeah. Yeah, climbing a ladder is way harder than throwing something off of a roof. Climbing a ladder and putting something on a roof is much harder. It's much more work. So um tomorrow morning I'm gonna try just not like, and I'm not that strong, like, but I'm not like a. Well, I mean, I'm strong, but I'm not. I don't know. Like, I'm not as fit right now as I was when I was paddling. So like, I get lightheaded, when I carry something really heavy and move it. Normally that's fine. Like if I'm off on a jog or I'm paddling or I'm lifting weights, it's fine to be lightheaded. But a place you don't want to be lightheaded is when you're climbing up a ladder and walking around on a roof. You know, like that's as far as places you don't want to like pass out. It's maybe that and like behind the wheel of your car. And I'm kind of like trying to be really careful because I'm not like a wuss. Like I work really hard, but I have to keep telling myself like take a breather, take a break, don't try to like impress anybody. Like if you need to catch your breath, like it's okay. When you start seeing the lights and stuff and you hallucinate a little bit, like I got to keep telling myself like just chill out, like it's okay. Like when I'm training, when you start seeing those like visual hallucinations, that's when you're hitting like the good spot, That's when you're at the point where you're really building. But when you're like on a roof carrying stuff, it's like, no, this is like a really dangerous situation because if you pass out up here or if you fall down, like you're gonna fall off a fucking roof, So, gotta be careful. So I'm always like, because I'm in that mentality where I get into that competitive like athletic side, and it's like, no, that's not. This is not the place for that. Put that away. Put the testosterone away, Joe. Also, too, you need to take breaks or else you can only work for like if you just keep going hard for like an hour, like you're done after an hour. If you don't take a break every like 10 minutes for like a minute, you just can't get as much work done. That's just the reality. You'll peter out. Okay, so I'm not sure that this image is even showing. Hide all. So what I have to do here, I don't do hide all. I have to hide the specific buttons. So mobile UI hide. Excuse me, action, instant. Mobile UI hide. Back instant. This is the way I have to do this. Because if I do hide all, that includes the button I'm trying to show. Currently for Android, I actually didn't list the game as paid, and I think I'm going to leave it unpaid for now. Like, I'm just going to leave it as a free game, just because I'm curious about how that will go. So this isn't working. I'm actually pretty tired. Now that I'm sitting up and doing this, I'm like, I don't have much more longer to do this before I have to go lie down again. I thought about trying to find a mobile game to play. Have any suggestions? Yeah, this is all fucked. Is that Allo plugin even on? What's going on here? Yeah, it's on. So this is scene battle, scene name. Scene battle, scene name. Oh. Oh. I actually don't use allo in the game like at all. Like for map. Currently, I use all my on-map control buttons are not from the allo plugin. They're all from button common events. I only use allo in the scene battle and scene name and scene title, kind of. So, you know what I'm realizing is I'm going to have to go through all the plugin commands. That's a shit ton of work. I'm going to have to go through all the plugin commands and deactivate the control on every single map. Fuck. Well, at least that's like actually kind of a semi-clear path. I don't really remember how this works. Because for the map, I really don't use... You know what would be better than what I've been trying to do this way? Is to not create a full screen button in allo. In fact, we're going to go ahead and delete this. And just use button common events. That's the way to do it. Just like I have. Because currently, I don't use this plugin for like anything on the map scene. It's all in scene battle, scene title. You know, some of the menus. All of the sub menus. Not the main menu, but all of the menus I use the allo plugin. And when I keep them out of the map, it's kind of just a simpler way to think about it. Basically, I have this full screen plugin, and what I found is on the mobile game as it is right now, whenever you touch the screen, say for example in dialogue, it actually will push. It'll do the dialogue twice. Which was a problem before, but it doesn't really happen with button common events, because the code, Yanfly's code is a little bit better. It's more robust. They kind of accounted for this particular glitch, so which is part of the reason I switched. They make it so like it does an automatic on. They give you more control over like what release does and trigger and press, where allo doesn't really do that. Okay, so this has been like, this is like the worst, this is like the biggest bug in the game right now for mobile. It's pretty crazy the way it just like popped up. Like Google is weird. Like, you know, they don't approve me for like 3.5 weeks, and then I take like 4 days to like kind of get it ready again, because I had made, that's before I added analog and everything. And there still is some kind of broken little stuff that's like a little annoying, but not stuff that's like, but it's like fine, and I'll fix it. I just need time. But you know, it was weird because this round they approved it so fast. It wasn't even 24 hours, you know, and it's like, wait, what? It's like, what's with these guys? You know, what are they doing? Yeah, let me play some music. Maybe that'll up my spirit. I'm like super tired. Oh, God. Oh. I'm freaking tired, man. I am tired at a level I have not experienced in quite some time. Like, it's different than training hard. It's like... It's like hard work. Hard work is harder than hard training. So what we're gonna do is I gotta go into the games directory. Let's just go to system for now, and we're gonna go up one. We're gonna go to allo buttons, virtual buttons. We're gonna grab this full screen. We're gonna drop it in pictures. And now I can create a new button common event. Or picture common event. Make it like 78. And it's just gonna be action. I can use one that already exists. So that's easy. Button action right there. And then I can use button. You know what? This actually doesn't make sense. I just have to make it 77. Because I already have a tied thing. So we don't need any of this shit. That all can go away. And we're gonna do show picture. Full screen. Look for the letter F. Upper left. And it was 77, I believe. And if they push the button, then we're gonna do erase 77. Erase picture. Same thing here. Don't need any of this shit anymore. We have 2 erase events. Erase picture 77. We also need this if you happen to push the action button. Okay, let's try this. Now you should be able to click the screen. Fuck, it doesn't work. Of course it doesn't. Did I use the right number? Probably didn't. 77. I did. Okay, so what is going on here? Picture 77. Maybe I didn't. I gotta turn it on. What the? I didn't look at the plugin command. Thought I copied it, but I guess I didn't. action should be okay. What does action do? Yeah, that should work. Oh. This is not gonna work. This is not gonna work. It will work actually. I just have to push it. Just let me see if it works if I push it in the bottom right. No, it doesn't work. Probably. Why? Don't you want to work? Okay is pressed. There's a freaking... So I guess this... This doesn't count on-screen buttons or something. Hey, Coderad. How you doing, buddy? I'm pretty tired, man. I'm just, there was like one bug that I saw in my game that kind of bothered me. So I was trying to fix it. And I think, for mobile mainly. And I have a solution, but, it's a little tricky. I might just call it a night. I'm pretty beat. It might be tomorrow's problem. But yeah, I got the game on Android. It's up in the Play Store. So far I'm just putting it as free, just because I don't even know how to charge money for it. So I'll figure that out later. But I've gotten like 10 downloads or whatever. So I don't think they're like pushing it very hard. Obviously, it's Google, you know. But yeah, if you wanna go get it, here's a link. It doesn't come up in searches for some reason, but if you wanna go get it, you can use that redirect. That redirects to the page that it's on. This page is pretty ghetto as well. Like, it kind of sucks, but there's work to be done. At least I got it up, so from here it's just like marketing stuff, you know. More than 5 downloads, baby. It's practically Undertale. It's practically Stardew Valley now. I mean, they have more than 5 downloads too, right? We're the same category as far as I'm concerned. interesting. So there's no, with this plugin, there's no just like make the picture do like okay. You can't bind it to a key. Let me pull this up. Oh, okay. Trigger button okay. I could just do a custom script call to consider a touch input. That actually might be the best thing to do here. Just say if touch input is pressed, trigger button okay. So, the way you do it is you do trigger button OK in a common event. So let's do that. Let's do that. That sounds good. You just gotta use a plugin command. It's pretty dumb that you can't just put it right in here. You have to use a freaking common event. It's like kinda... it's a bit much. Actually, they have that already. Work. I mean, I could just put all this in there. Let's just do that. Because I'm really just using it for this screen. So we're just going to do it a little bit of a skip. Intros. Title. That's what we're gonna do. That'll work. I actually want to try and cut this and see if it works. Well, first let's just see if it works. It should work. Yep. Okay, so now I can click on the screen, which is, you know, tap the screen for mobile, right? Jesus, 79. Let me make sure I got everything from here in the common event as well. Okay, I can just leave all those erases in. Joystick off, return to title screen. 3's already there. Erase picture 77 is good. Don't need that, don't need that. It's actually basically the exact same thing, right? 77.3. Yeah, we want that to get erased. Return to title, joystick off. Basically the exact same thing. You don't need an erase event for a common event. Take that out. Yep, that's should be good. Let's double check against this one. Make sure we got all the same stuff. Yeah, basically. Oh, we need an erase 77. Okay, let's just. Three, 10, and 77. Okay. Okay, so that'll do what I need it to do. And this is 79 here, right? Take these show picture commands out of there. I don't think I need those. 79. Okay, that one works. Let's wait for the next one. See if I touch the screen, then if it'll be okay. Oh, well, I have to touch this thing. But okay, that doesn't seem to be working. It's not the right arrow, so let's fix that. For some reason, the fishing arrow does not seem to be working. Full screen. Now this one doesn't seem to be working for some reason. What's different? 79. Nothing is different. Okay, it works on the first screen. Works on the second screen too. Okay, cool. That is golden. Now, I think that this is going to work a lot better with the common event buttons. Let me just look at my Allo plugin one more time. Just make sure I remove that full screen button. So action and back. So this is in scene skill, scene map, scene equipped. Okay, menus. Okay. And this should be in battle and name. Yep. Perfect. And this should be in battle and name as well. Okay. That will actually improve the game hugely. Because now the now a lot of the clicking stuff is not going to be all messed up. I got to do some patch notes and release a Windows version too, man. Like a new Windows version. Maybe a Mac version too, since I'm going to be starting to fart with iOS as well. So. Whew. This is pretty cool. You can actually set a currency unit to a variable. For me, I'm going to actually take experience. And with this plugin, supposedly it's super easy to just upload like a leaderboard. So I can set a currency unit and then set a server response. It's supposed to be like super easy. And then you can sell DLC consumable products, which I'm not going to have. So the currency unit, I don't know. It's meant for in-game transactions, but I was looking at the code and I was like, I could use this for like leaderboards. So that's something I've always wanted in the game, is seasonal leaderboards. I know that people would probably just hack them, but I don't know. For me, I can just take that as it comes. Like, if that becomes an issue, we'll figure it out then. But I've always felt like if I had a leaderboard, that would really just create a strong sense of community. You know. But Steam, I can kind of... I was looking at how I could do it in Steam, and it seems like just... Like I might be able to do it, you know? But the thing is, with MV, all of the community Steam integration stuff is like pretty much evaporated. Like nobody's doing it anymore, so this is kind of like not there. Okay, so let me just pull open my Google Doc and add that I did this, because Code Red, if you're still there, if you do give me a review, please let me know, because I don't even know how they work at this point. I also have a lot of videos I have to make, man. Also, I want to add the Android thing to my links on the My Game Studio. Oh, shoot. I push enter. Okay. So action but for mouse touching screen. I think this is what I was just fixing just now. To do this real quick. So there's a scene in the beginning of the game where, or right after the grandma dies, where there's like, they're really happy, and I thought it's weird when I played it through this last time, because it's like, why are they happy? They shouldn't have smiles on their faces. Before I didn't have smiles, I just had like kind of more moderate faces, but I can do like a more neutral or a sad face now. So that's what we're gonna do. And I can do that with this. So I just have to grab this. Let me drop it in a notepad somewhere so I can keep it. Actually, it's common events, so basically we just come to the part right before grandma. It's like grandma grave screen or something. There it is. Okay. So this is it. So I have to... Shit. I accidentally pushed Control C. You ever do that? Push Control C, you mean to push Control V. I'll do it again. Code Rad, if you really want to be helpful, just take a screenshot and drop it in the Discord feedback. That'll really tell me exactly what's going on. That's actually kind of faster than telling me about it, and it also gives me a lot more information. Because I'm sure you have Discord on your phone, right? You can even send it to me direct if you don't have my server handy. I'll just repost it in that channel. There's a weird small flashing purple texture at the bottom of text boxes for some reason. Yeah, no, that was a good move. That was some efficiency hacks right there. I would have done the same thing. Don't worry, I wasn't just about... Some people get freaked out if you're not in their Discord. Like, I remember one guy... I was in his Discord. This is like when I first started streaming, so I didn't know a lot about like Discord and, you know, like what's cool and what's not. But I actually... I was like messaging people when I would go live and be like, hey, I'm going live. You know, at that point I was thinking they're just like my friends, you know? But he was thinking like, oh, you're just like harassing all of the people in my Discord. I didn't see it that way at the time, but now in hindsight I could be like, okay, I don't really try to market like that anymore. But I don't really see it as harassment. I just see it as an ineffective form of marketing. Anyway, basically he told me like not to do that. And I said, oh yeah, sure. I'm just going to leave your Discord though, just so that I know who I'm... Because basically my initial reaction was like, if those people don't want me to message them, I don't want to be able to message them. If I'm connected to them through my own Discord, then that's their own fault. You know what I mean? But if they're complaining to you and they're connected to my Discord, then they should shut the fuck up. Is kind of my initial reaction. And I think that's fair. So I was like, I'll just leave yours. But he ended up he was super mad that I left his. Like he took it super personally. And then he like made a hit video about me. He's taken it down since, I don't know. Or maybe he hasn't, I don't know. I don't want to misconstrue. It's not, the details are not, in my opinion, that significant, but it's like, he was so mad I left his Discord that he basically made like a 20-minute video about how bad of a guy I am. he wasn't gonna make the video if I didn't leave his Discord. Of course, the video isn't about how I'm a bad guy because I left Discord. It's about, you know, because I'm messaging people and I'm a liar and all this stuff. And I don't know. It's weird when it comes to like values in like the Discord world, because like I'm up here on Twitch and I'm like talking all the time, right? When somebody like hates you, and there's a lot of people on the internet that really want to hate everybody. They'll like listen to everything you say, and if you're like streaming like 20 hours a week, you're gonna say some dumb shit. You know, it's just inevitable. If you don't, the only way you can not say dumb shit is if you like don't say anything interesting at all. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying you should say dumb shit. I'm just saying that it's saying something stupid is inevitable if you're talking in front of a mic for like 30 hours. You know, you're gonna make a mistake. You're gonna say something that's not true. You know, because just being a human, you think a lot of things that are not true. You know, and sometimes your facts are not straight. I've learned now that you have to be really careful with the way you phrase everything, and you just kind of like, I've just kind of found this like political way to say things where you're not really saying anything that will keep me like where people can turn around and be like, you're a liar, you know. But when you talk to like your friends in like the real world or something, like nobody is super literal or fact checking you about everything, you know. I don't know, it's just so interesting. Anyway, so I gotta pop this in here. And what I'm gonna, now that that's there, I'm going to go back over to the characters database. So the two people I have to change are Coco and Pokey. So that's 1 and 5, or 1 and 7. So 1 and 7. So we're gonna delete all the other ones. And then we're gonna go here, we're gonna put it before the fight and after. So this will change it back, and now I have to go find some pictures. To switch them out with. I think I already have some in that folder, so this will be pretty easy. I don't need the full dramatic, so I can use this one, Coco's sad, for Coco. And for Pokey. So I can use Pokey. Should I do angry or sad? Let's do sad. Really push that it's sad. And he is actor 1, right? Let's just watch this scene real quick and see if it changes the pictures. So double check that one is. So one is pokey, right? Just double checking because I forget. Yeah, okay. That's cool. So now, just in this one scene, after you get experience, they're going to be sad after they get their experience. That's cool. That was like a suggestion somebody made. Like they shouldn't be smiling after they go through this sad scene. And that was pretty easy to implement. I'm pretty stoked. Every once in a while something goes easily. Dude, CodeRad, where's that picture, man? I'm waiting on it. Okay, let's try and do this. So Google Play right now, in my profile, it says that I have in-game transactions. I don't, so I'm going to try and see if I can find where to remove that. Time series. Gotta learn more about deep links. Can add some. That's coming up too, probably in a future patch. Code Rat, are you still there? Are you gonna send me that picture? You got me super curious, so. Oh, you're in a meeting? Okay. I'll probably look at it. I'm gonna go to sleep pretty soon. I'll probably see it in the morning. Don't really know how to. So currently my game is listed as having in-game transactions. It doesn't, and I don't really understand the back end. So I'm trying to familiarize myself. Oh, thanks. The freak? What is that? What is happening? It looks like there's like a little graph. What is this? I don't see anything there. This one too? Put red circles around where the things flash roughly. You can see one of the purple flashes. Oh, is it just kind of like a glitchy thing? Is that what we're dealing with here? Also, what phone do you have? It's a nice screenshot. Pixel 4a? That's like the same phone I have. Exactly. I have the 4a 5G. That is such a random bug. There's also some yellow weirdness here too. Like, look at that. Your phone is actually older than mine, because I have the 5G one. Well, it might not be older, but mine is like the next model up, like slight improvement. I don't really even know how to approach fixing an issue like this would be. Like, I don't even know what to think. Yeah, it could be it could be your phone, but seeing as it's kind of a minor problem, if more information comes up where it's a regular thing, I don't know. I'll find a solution as it comes. That's just weird, because that's like my same phone. Like, I've got the Ford, it's like very similar. I'm gonna put some more pictures in there too. Like, when I play my game on my phone, I take screenshots and then I put them in the feedback channel, almost like a to-do list. Oh cool, business streaming. Probably go there. That feedback channel is so huge, it's so helpful. Screenshots are so much more useful than like anything else. Like a text description of the problem, like this is so much more clear to me exactly what's happening than your text description. I mean, the combination of the two is the ultimate, but okay, what else can I fix real quick? I'm not gonna update the version. I want to do maybe like a couple more big changes. Oh, I need more directions too. There's just a lot of shit to do. Yeah, you can swipe too in the main menu. Like a lot of swipe functionality. The way I made swipe, it's actually kind of simple. It's just like if you touch and then you move it to the right and then release it. It's like if X, you know, within so much time is like, I don't know, 15 frames or whatever, you know, so like a quarter of a second, you move it like, you know, 20 pixels to the right and then release it, that counts as a swipe. So it's actually really simple to program swipes into touchscreens. I had no idea. You know, I learned a lot. Yeah, I'm a web developer, right? So I know how to build for mobile. I build websites with swipes and stuff all the time. And I know a lot about UI. Not necessarily game UI, but I know a lot about like website user interface. So I have a lot of experience in that, and it's just it's not perfect, but I appreciate that. A lot of work went into the controls, and I'm there's, especially with the sub menus, there's like a lot more to be done, and I'm actually going to change the way the menus look. When you first escape, like it will be a bit more stylized. I just haven't had the time to like actually design something. I was more just going after functionality at this point. And I still am. Like there's still like more functionality I want to add. And then I'll swap out like the graphical content of it. I know pretty much how I want it to look. Like I want it to be, like I want the menu to all be high res pixel art with no anti-aliasing. You know, that's going to be like the style of the game. I'll have anti-aliasing in like the, but I don't want any UI elements with any anti-aliasing. I'm even going to make it so the text is like written, which will make it sharper, right? You've probably noticed like on your phone, the text is much sharper than the rest of the content, because the text is rendered directly. So I think that looks good. Like I like pixel art with like sharp, typefaces on interspersed with them. I think that's a good look. So like the menus, the upper level menus will actually have the text rendered with a text right, so it'll be like a little bit more clean, but it's just going to take some time to not only do that but also just get better at doing it, you know. I don't know if I'm blind, but the health mana focus values are quite small, maybe. You're talking like in the battle menu? Right, you're talking about battle, right? Battle scene? Yeah. Yeah. I could probably make those bars fatter or something. You don't actually have to see the value too. Like you can see the little line of the bar and know what's going on. Also, that one's a little funky because I want to make those pixel art numbers, either that or make it so it's rendered in a high res. Like the way that brown is written over the tan, it's not enough contrast for mobile. That would be fine for like desktop. But on mobile, you generally want to avoid having low contrast text, right? So like, yeah, I wouldn't say the size is the issue for you, because the size of the letters is comparable to what you'd see in like a text. Maybe a little bit smaller, maybe. But you're seeing that it's hard to read, and I think that's more a matter of contrast than actual size. That's my opinion. Like if you had like a dark black over a white, for example, you can get away with having a much smaller typeface. But if you have a low contrast, like a gray over a gray, like a dark gray over a light gray, for example, or in this case, a brown over a tan, you need a bigger typeface for it to be clear. Right, so I think it's readable because the health bar, but you're right. I'm looking at it now, like the numbers are pretty difficult to read. And I'm probably gonna change that. I'm probably gonna make it like make those bars like more of a super light color with a white over it. Because it's, to be honest, when I made that, I wasn't really trying to make something that worked on mobile and desktop. So, but that's some good feedback for sure. I would say that's kind of low priority though in the scale of things. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you, like, I think my touch controls as far as movement goes are better than like Diablo Immortal. like I really think they are. And I think it's easier to, Diablo Immortal isn't gridded as much, so it's harder to kind of move around. And I played a good amount of Diablo Immortal. It like gave me carpal tunnel. I never had any problems with my forearms before until I played that fucking game. But since it's designed for mobile, it's just like a click fest, you know? Because mobile, it's not strenuous to click because you just touch the screen. But if you're playing a mobile game with a mouse, it's like murder. And I basically damaged like my arm right here, and it's never fully healed. I had to change the way I sit on my desk, and it's actually getting better, but it's still kind of fucked up. I think maybe within the rest of the year it'll get better though, but Diablo Immortal like wrecked my arm. Played it for like 2 months straight. It's a fun game, but it's just, there's no content. If there's more content, I would play it more. I don't really care about the pay to win aspect. I mean, it's a mobile game, who cares? That's how it goes. It's free. Also, by the way, you can connect like a controller. Like if you have an Xbox controller, like a Bluetooth one, you can connect it to, like you can use the Bluetooth to connect to your phone and then play my game. You can also like say for example you want to connect it via like a USB dongle. You can do that too, because yours is probably USB-C as well, right? I have to actually include that all on the... I gotta fix up the Android page. That's a big thing too. Fix up Android page. Because it's kind of ghetto right now. Like there's nothing on it. I just basically threw assets in it that were like already in folders on my computer. And it's... I need to make another trailer, like a short one, like an Android one. I don't know, I'll probably do that this week. After I do all of these updates. I have no idea either, Code Rad. I guess we're gonna find out. I appreciate you playing it. Let's try look at another game. Let's try look at Brave Exvius. Actually, what does it have recommended with games next to mine? Bingo Showdown? Parasite Days. Let's look at this game. And look at the reviews. You can't actually look at the reviews, can you? Here we go. I don't think it does. I don't think you can see. Yeah, they haven't put me in the search yet. So apparently you can be like I guess you can be, you know, in the store, but you're not in searchable I don't totally know how it works. We'll figure it out as we go. I had a game on mobile, but it got taken down. Oh, really? I never knew you made games like that long. Tell me more about that, Tin. Yeah, it looks like Code Rad. You can just review it, and it doesn't have any playtime info. Some endless runner. Did it get good downloads or what? No. I think your game would kill on mobile. 5 people played it. I already passed you, Tin. I got like 15 downloads or something. I went. Maui Game Studio wins. We win in the contest. I might kill on mobile, but I'm not really interested in mobile. Yeah. No, I think your game would kill on mobile for sure. I mean, you gotta be open-minded though. Like your game, on-screen controls would be much easier than the way mine is designed, because mine has analog movement, which is like, I hate mobile gaming. Yeah, well, even if you just released your game for free on mobile as like something that a lot of people do is they'll just release like a free demo on mobile and be like, buy it on Switch or buy it on Steam or whatever. By the way, 10, Steam Deck works great with RPG Maker, just so you know. I don't know if I've ever told you that, because I know you're talking a lot about consoles. Sounds like too much work. I don't think it would be a lot of work with your game, but it was a lot of work with mine. Maybe just let me do it for you and I'll just keep all the money. Fair deal. Yeah, I'll pass. Well, I mean, it's not something you have to think about. You have a while until your game's in development. That being said, like Vagabond Dog, like those guys put their games on mobile and they didn't get like any sales. So while their games did super good on Steam and Switch and you know, consoles and stuff, they, as far as I know, they got crap sales on mobile. Like it wasn't, they said it was barely worth even putting it up. So, and that's like an established game with like hundreds of thousands of players. Yeah, I miss Vagabond Dog streams. I wish there was more streams with like people who are like really making something, you know? Like that's why I love Code Rad and I love your stream 10. Who have like something that they're really making, and I really believe in my heart that it's gonna go out, you know? And like then you have Vagabond Dog, who's already had a commendable amount of success releasing stuff. You know, that's Evan too. Like with Retro, like he's released something. You know, that to me is like I hold that in very high esteem, even if what you released is kind of crappy, because it takes a lot of courage to like put something out there. You know. Doing great. Yeah, me too. Yeah, releasing is no small task. And it takes courage. It's not just the work, which is insurmountable. It's also just the courage to put that. It's like part of you. It's like being naked out there on the internet. You know, it's like you're exposing yourself, and you know, I respect that. think that's good. I think that's when you get good art, is when people are vulnerable. That's why a lot of people are sad that are great artists, because they're so vulnerable. Hey, Olivia on art. How's it going? It's going good. I got the game on the Android store, so I'm kind of learning about that. I got a bunch of downloads. So far, I'm not charging anything for it. But that's been a goal for like months that I've always kind of been semi setting the game up for mobile. And there's still some tweaks that need to occur. But I'm pretty happy with the way it runs and stuff. Pretty proud of myself. But there is more work to do. So, dude, I was telling Code earlier when it was just me and him in here, but I was like helping my friend roof today, and I'm like so tired, dude. I was basically just throwing away roofing material all day. I'm so tired. But we did like a ton. The guy who came in, it's my friend who's like a full-time roofer. He was like, man, he's like, we got everything off the roof and we got all the materials up just like in one day. He's like, that's insane. He's like, I thought this job was gonna take a week. He's like, we're gonna be done by tomorrow. I was like, yeah, bro, don't mess around, dude. Tell me what to do, I'll do it. Do it fast. He's like, you want to start a roofing career? I'm like, no. Yeah, you need a lot of guys to do roofing. It's not the kind of job you want to let linger too. Like, you want to knock it out because there's like so many nails in a roof. Like, if you change out a roof, there's like a million nails, and you gotta like keep track of all of them and not like let them go under people's tires and stuff. Small stuff in a day. Yeah. We were 6. There were 6 of us. But I'm so beat. I don't normally do like manual labor like that. Yeah. Yeah, it's a little... You know, as a man... there's something to be said about like working with a group of other men where you get kind of like a semi-competitiveness between you. Like the testosterone starts like kind of taking over and you get like competitive. Like if one guy grabs like a big pile of like stuff and moves it, you'll think like, what? Who does he think? I'm gonna show this guy. I'm gonna grab a big pile. It's like the stupidest thing when you say it out loud, right? Like it makes no sense, but that's totally what happens to me. It's like, dude, he just picked up 2 boxes. I'm gonna show that fucker. I'm gonna pick up 3. Yeah, you better watch. You better watch yourself. Grab as little as I need to. Maybe you should take some testosterone pills. I mean, I think testosterone is good. Keeps you young. Keeps you in shape, but it also just makes you think like ridiculous, stupid things sometimes, you know. It's a double-edged sword. But no, I'll just eat this pizza. Eat lots of soybeans. That'll help you want to keep. Eat all the soy milk and soy products. Keep that testosterone nice and low. Avoid proteins. Eat lots of dairy. Drink dairy. Soy milk. Trouble 3D modeling. Fuck soy. Dan, I hope we're good. I feel like we've been saying kind of some combative things towards each other. I know you're kind of a joker, but you can't always tell by text. You know that I hold you in the highest esteem. Having trouble 3D modeling stuff for my game, thinking maybe I'm going back to drawing board and either doing it in 2D for a demo, or better art representing use-free Unity assets. Man, it sounds like you're all over the freaking place. Like, is your game... What kind of game is it? I can't do soy face. My brain's a hot mess. Wow, my stream must be like a fast latency because you're responding very quickly to what I'm saying. I mean, how can you even have a game that you can like have 3D modeling and then just switch back to 2D like that? Like, what kind of game is that? I'm curious. Farming sim crafting. So are you using the 3D models as like sprites? You're converting 3D models to sprites, or is it just like you have 2D sprites over like a 3D plane? I need to eat dead animals. Yeah, get that red meat. That's supposed to bring up the testosterone. And then you'll want to pick up the most boxes. You'll want to pick up all the boxes. Testosterone's good. It makes women like you. It's weird because it makes you meaner to them, but they also tend to find you more attractive. It's like this wild thing. It's the nature in the world. How to make a farming simulator with a naked girl. Dude, sounds like sounds like money, Tin. Sounds like sales. I hear that. I hear ka-chings. Got one customer right here. You'd make it like a hippie commune. Except you could exclude the hairy armpits. Because I don't know if those have as much mass appeal. You know what I mean? Nothing against my hairy armpit girls, just... I don't think that's going to sell as many copies. No, a harem. Naked farmer girl harem. That sounds like a good name. Cough. Anyway, change of subject. We don't want to talk about hairy pits. I dated a girl who had hairy pits, and then I told her, I don't like your hairy pits, just so you know. Like, I'm not going to tell you to shave them, but I don't like them. And whenever you know, we're keeping the lights off, babe. Because it turns me off. She got mad, and I was like, okay. Is it harsh? I don't know. I live in a place where a lot of women expose their armpits constantly. I think it's worse if you don't say you have a problem with it early. Like, I think it's better to say that you have a preference early on, and then you, from there they just know how you feel, and you don't pressure them about it. You know, it's way worse to like be married and then 10 years in be like, hey, just so you know, I hate your hairy body. You know, like, it's way better just to get that out of the way, like in the first week. And if that breaks the relationship, it's like, you know, maybe if we can't get through that, I don't know how far we're really going to make it in the road of life, in the path. I don't know if we're going to really endure if our love would endure the storms if we can't get past that point. Explains that your shit too. Yeah, I mean, there's only a couple things that I would ask for. It's what being in a relationship is about, yeah. You ask, you give a little, you take a little. Some would say it's transactional. You know, you do this for me, I'll do that for you. Bro, that's gross. wore the same underwear for multiple days in a row? Like, why? I only wash laundry like twice a month. And I never wear the same pair of underwear any 2 days in a row ever. So, I don't know. I don't know if most guys do it where I live. In Hawaii, we're very into staying clean. Like, people are more personally clean. We take multiple showers every day here. I think it's largely in parts of the humidity. You feel like more sweaty, right? Because you have water on your body. So, would you recommend Unity assets, 2D icky sprites, or 3D plane? We're just switching to 2D for now because I'm mainly focusing. I mean, I think you really need to make a game design doc and figure out what you want to do and where you're going to get there. I don't think everybody, if they're a solo dev, needs a game design doc necessarily. But I think you need to write a contract to yourself and commit to it. You can do and then from there, those are just stylistic choices. Yeah. Create something that you can commit to doing, that you have control over. You know? Like, never make a goal that requires somebody else. Unless you're actually gonna, like, pay them or something, you know? Make goals that, because then you can always say like, oh, I didn't accomplish my goal because so-and-so's fault. But no, it's really your fault. It's really number one's fault. Because you made a goal that relied on somebody else. So whether you want to do 2D characters or 3Ds, that's a major decision. And it's one that requires a level of commitment. Like, that's a core stylistic choice for the game. So, what do I think you should do between the two? I mean, that's not a decision I can really help you with. Both are fine. Yeah, it's just a difficult decision. Well, I'm happy to talk to you about it. If you want to talk more about, like, what are the pros and cons, I'm happy to talk to you about that on stream. You know, like for me, 3D characters are a little bit easier to make and then model, because they kind of work in similar to like a skeletal animation, you know, except it's in 3D, of course. And it is a skeletal animation, it's just a 3D skeletal animation. So once you get your models, it's like you can do a lot more with them. Where with 2D sprites, like mine, or 10s, like, they look really great, but if you want to do like more animations, it just gets harder and harder. It doesn't get easier and easier like it does with 3D stuff. So 3D is kind of like more work up front, right? And then it gets easier because you have the asset after you make it, and you can make it do whatever you want. Where it's similar for like Code Rad's art, because it's 2D, but it's like it takes a lot more time to set up your initial skeletal like framework, but then when you want to do the animations, it's actually much quicker once you've already set everything up, you know. That's what's kind of cool about his game. And I'm a bit envious because he can just add weapons and abilities like with what he's already set up. He can do that much more quickly than somebody who's drawing frame by frame animation. And it's pretty amazing, right? So I'm actually going to add skeletal animation to my game. I mean, there already is. I already have skeletal animation in a lot of the bosses. But eventually I want to... 3D is easier. Well, I mean, it's hard to say which is easier, which is harder. But I will say 3D is more flexible. Like, I think that is definitely true. Like, once you're already going, if you want to just make a pivot, for example, and make a guy like thrust instead of swing, like if you're doing frame by frame 2D animation, it's like holy text. Okay, let's go through this. I mean, 3D would definitely more aesthetically pleasing, but it's more of a pain in the butt to model because gameplay itself centers around a garden, beehive, trees, etc., and it would take a lot more time. So the con would be to have out how much time I'm willing to put versus what I might get out of it. It's also just how much time can you put, right? Not just how much time you get versus what you get. It's like how much time can you actually execute with. Like, it's not like that. To me is a much more significant thing to look at. Like, what can actually be executed? Because a lot of people think in terms of game dev projects, they're like, how can I get my time's worth? It's like, no, you shouldn't really think like that. You should think, how can I execute? You know, it's not like an infinite scale. If you put in more time, you get more back, because that's not the way it works. You should really, in my opinion, focus more on releasing and executing. Because you can always expand on an idea once you've already executed and released something. You know. And 2D would still look nice, but I would have a lot more work doing all frame by frame sprite sheets. 3D would be harder for me personally due to 3D modeling 40 plants and trees with growth stages. Sorry. I think 3D is better looking. Really? I like 2D art better. Condensed 3D, more time consuming, better looking. Harder 2D, more work, less time frame, slightly less pain in the butt. Oh, I think 3D isn't better looking. My bad, 10. I read it, bro. Yeah, I personally think that frame by frame animation is always going to look better. Because you're putting the care into every individual frame, and you can get more complex motions than you can with a skeletal animation. Because, but yeah, you can reuse 3D assets a lot more easily. I don't like 3D games. I'm just gonna say it out loud. Like, I just don't. So, Slime Rancher. I haven't played it, but I have friends that play it. Well, not friends, students, because I'm a teacher, right? My students play it. That's a 3D game. That is a full 3D game. There's not very much 2D in that game. Coderad, you know that I do use skeletal animation in my game. Like, I just have a couple. It's just I don't use it that much. I'll show you. See, like, this is one of my bosses. This isn't actually skeletal, but this is a skeletal program. Let me find one of the skeletal ones. Where are you? I might have lost them. I might have lost the core files. So this is a skeletal animation program, but I'm just using it for frames, so that doesn't really count, I guess. Yeah, this is one of my bosses. I don't have any of the core files for any of the other, the more skeletal ones. But initially I started using skeletal animation because I wanted to change up RPG Maker's default theme constraint, or default like frame constraints. And also, and furthermore, the way RPG Maker does sprite sheets, it's super unoptimized. Like that sprite with the size it is, it couldn't even, you couldn't even, it's too big for Android. Like the game would just, for Android and iOS, the game would just like blow up. So I found a way to make it so that I could run it on a mobile device, you know. And that's how I did it. I used a skeletal animation called Dragon Bones, which works similar to like Spline or something. It's just that it integrates pretty well with RPG Maker because it uses Pixie, which is like the rendering engine that RPG Maker uses. But eventually, CodeRad, and I've been kind of influenced by you. I probably will go back and add like weapons and stuff to the characters. So like if you equipped a certain weapon, my sprites will add it to their, you know, to their little battler. I probably won't do armor like you. That's kind of crazy for a game like mine where you have like 11 characters, but it wouldn't be too crazy to if I converted all my current sprites to skeletal animations, switching out like you know, like weapons would not be that hard. So I'm probably not going to do that in Act 1 though, but in Act 2 I'm probably going to make it so they have actual individual weapons, because in Act 2 I'm only going to add like, well, not add, I'm going to add like 2 characters, and it'll be like there's only 4 characters that you can even play for the whole act. It's kind of more, if I could go back the way I would do this game, you know, like Act 1, but it's too late, right? I already introduced all the characters, so. Yeah, Diablo 2. Diablo 1 changed gear on the characters. It was like a small pool of stuff. Pretty much all the Final Fantasy games changed gear somewhat, but the way it worked in the early Final Fantasies is they would just show an animation for a sword, you know. But even Final Fantasy 1, if you used a sword or a hammer, it looked different. You're amazed by that? That's one of the big decisions. Yeah. Yeah. I like skeletal animation. You like symbol animation? Yeah. Like, my scope is a little bit wild for my animations. Like, doing high-res pixel art in 720p is, like, kind of nuts. Like, your game is probably... Are your tiles, like, 24 by 24, 10? My game is kind of, like, 720, but sometimes it zooms in and does 360. And that's the height. So 720p versus 360p. 16 by 16. Oh, so you have a 3:1 pixel ratio. Very interesting. How many pixels are my characters? On the map, they're like, like 60, 50 to 60. Taller ones are like 60. On the battle screen, they're like 100, 110. They're like 80 to 110. Tall. So your characters are like 16 because you're more in that NES vibe. I'm kind of like, resolution-wise, I'm closer to like, you know, like PlayStation 2. But the style, I was trying to go for more Final Fantasy 6. But if you go by, but there are parts where I go down to 360, which actually gets more into like a SNES resolution. So it's kind of like, here, I'll show you. Be right back. We'll be anticipating your return. So if you go like, so these, like this guy standing right there, he's like 50 pixels tall. But you see, like I do a lot of zooms now. It's kind of like the style. So this is like 360p with the way this looks, because it's doubled. And I just zoom in and then it zooms out. So then it goes like, this is 720p. When I'm back at the door, it's back at 360p. You know, 360p here. Shit. Didn't want to fight. And then when I come up here, it drops back down to 720p again. See? So now we're back at 720. $360. Bet I could get the message across better by simplifying the sprites. That's definitely something that's possible, but it's a different game at that point, and I don't really want to think too hard about that. I like the way it looks. I like the style of it. I was trying to do something semi-original. But, yeah. That's a lot. That's like a heavy thing to say. That I could get the message across better by simplifying the sprites. That's like a lot, dude. And it's not necessarily wrong. It just kind of stresses me out to hear that kind of stuff. I like the analog movement a lot, though. Like, I really like it. Look, I can walk, I can run. Oh shit. This is a bug. I know what I did. I know why it's doing this. I removed something from the code. because I was trying to debug something. Originally is impossible to accomplish at this point. Okay, man. You're kind of starting to make me feel stressed. I don't want to hear about how I'm choosing the wrong art style for my game. Like, I don't really know if I can make that any more clear. If you don't want me to feel stressed, then don't tell me I chose the wrong art style for my game. It's pretty simple. It's more effective than not saying don't feel stressed. I don't agree with that philosophy either. Like, I think you should try to make something that's good, not just what you enjoy. It should be like a combo. Good is subjective. Yeah, but just because you enjoy something doesn't mean that you think it's good. And it's not subjective. There are things that, like, people agree are good. If you make a game you enjoy, others will enjoy it too. That's not true. I don't think that's true. But I think maybe it's more likely that if you enjoy it, other people will too. I love my game. Like, I love the way it looks. Not everyone is going to enjoy it. That's true. I love the way it feels when you run around. I think it's awesome. Not play it because they don't enjoy RPGs. Yeah. Some won't like it for other reasons. This sidewalk animation is kind of shitty for the boy. I gotta redo it. Demographic should always be you. I mean, your demographic can be beyond you. Like, does that mean I should only sell to people who are like 39-year-old men? I guess you mean you're saying that your demographic should always include you, right? I think that's what, not what I'm interpreting it as. It's like, it has to be the same people playing it. I think that's maybe what we're getting at here. who you know will enjoy it. Well, what I've found, Tin, as somebody who's released something, is that you're actually surprised who enjoys it. Like, you don't really know who will enjoy your game. You know? Like, the people I thought would like my game don't really like my game. And the people... So, like, I thought that my game would be popular with kids. That's way not true at all. The people it's popular are, like, people who are, like, usually, like, 30 to 40-year-olds who played video games in the 90s and liked, like, the JRPGs back then. Who are people who are more like you and I, really. Most kids don't like RPGs. Yeah, unless it's like, well... You say so many, like, super general things. If kids don't like RPGs, what about Undertale? Like, that's an RPG, dude. Kids like Deltarune. They like Omori. They like Undertale. Undertale is a series of memes. Maybe, so you would make the argument that you don't think Undertale is an RPG? I could kind of get on board with that. It's kind of like a parody to an RPG. I tried playing through Undertale. I can't even get through it. I do like the mini games though. I think those are really cool. This is a man who made what he wanted. Made a story he loved. Yeah. Would you consider Undertale an RPG, though? That's an interesting thought. Like, is it? It is, right? Deltarune is definitely an RPG. I actually like Deltarune quite a bit better than Undertale so far. Although... yeah. This walking animation is heinous. The left to right one, or the right to left. I love running around in this game. So fun. I gotta write that down that you can't walk. Can I close the dock? I think I did. I gotta raid Biz. I gotta go to sleep. Gotta do some more roofing tomorrow. But I do want to add that my desktop does not have disable running during menu. See, I wasn't paying attention to that because I've been mainly doing mobile, which you can't run around on mobile. So, and currently with the Steam version, you can't run around in the menu. So I just have to make sure I've set it up so that you can't run around in the menu for mobile. I gotta put out another Steam version pretty soon, and I want to do another trailer. So I'm probably not gonna do any more YouTube videos for a bit because I'm gonna be working on another trailer. Because like the last trailer I did doesn't have, it looks like totally different. It's like not even the same game at this point. So I'm probably gonna just have to go through and like actually, you know what? Let's start planning my trailer. So I gotta think about all the stuff I wanted to say, right? I'll probably make one more trailer later for Familia, Act 1. And so I wanted to include so I just want to make a list of wish lists, right? For my, like a wish list for my trailer. Like scenes that I wanted to have. Definitely want to show the airship deck. I want to show grandma beam struggle. I want to show timed attacks. I want to show gosh, I might try to put my game on. Frick, I need to do a commit. Holy shit. It's been like forever since I've done one. GitHub desktop. I'm gonna call this one I'm always checking my phone. I get all the messages from the Google Android store. Push origin. Um, Android, Windows, Mac. Reach facility. Okay, let's go ahead and raid. Man, I used to like not want to show my viewer count, but the way it works with Restream.io is it doesn't even show you like the right numbers, so I don't even worry about it because whatever it says, I know it's like not true. Okay, we're gonna go raid Mr. Bizmaster Studios. Been a nice little stream. I'm glad I got on. I was like kind of tired. I feel like okay now, but I'm gonna go to sleep. Got actually some stuff done. Got a busy week. A lot of stuff I need to do this coming week. A lot of comments coming in with little bugs in Familia for Android, and I definitely want to post another Steam version too coming up here, so that's just right on the horizon. Yeah, so probably be working on another trailer this week since my trailer is like so old it doesn't even represent my game anymore. So it's time to make a new one. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Thank you for coming. Thank you for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. It's a good stream. Talk to y'all later. Farewell.